Here's one of the biggest mistakes I made when I was marketing my gym. Now, the deeper you get into fitness, the more you begin to speak the jargon, speak about PRs, speak about squats, deadlift, hip hinge, etc. Flexion, extension, protraction. And you start to speak all these words that if you're in the industry, you begin to understand. But do you think lay people understand what this actually means? Probably not, especially those who don't train regularly and aren't in the business of fitness or into fitness at all. If you're into fitness, you might get it, but the majority of people who pay for personal training services typically don't really know too much about it. Okay, now, so here's one of the things I really began to realize: features versus benefits. Features: here's about our program, here's why it's only 6 people, we're going to be doing cardio training, we're going to be doing strength training, we're going to be doing compound lifts, blah 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 blah. Features, which is more like us, me, my business is what we do. Cool. Here's why benefits is better. You might say, you know, our small group personal training program is only 6 people. Why do I care? Here's why you should care. If you've ever been in a program where there's 25 people, you do a lot of body weight stuff, but you notice you're not really getting stronger and you don't get the personalized attention to actually adjust because you have a shoulder issue, you have a hip issue, you have a back issue, and you want something more personalized. This is why this program exists. Because the main reason is so you get more tailored coaching and attention and a program that's more geared toward you at a cheaper rate. So it kind of fits in the middle of between our one-on-one and our big group training program, large group training. Cool. Second thing, why would I want something that's more tailored to me? Because if you've ever been a part of a large group training program like a boot camp, a lot of things could be cookie cutter, a lot of things could be copy and paste. Now, there's a time and place for those things. If you are just starting off, if you need the basics, if you just need structure, one of the biggest things you need is structure and routine and basics. Now, if you're in the beginning phases of your fitness journey, that is amazing. That is exactly what you need. However, once you start to lose some weight, once you start to get stronger, once you start to get fitter, and you notice your results start to taper off, you probably need more specific adjustments in coaching. And it's hard to do that in a program where it's geared toward large group training. So what do you need? You probably need something a bit more custom, a bit more tailored, a bit more suited specifically to you. And so this is one of the reasons why we do that. So feature, small group training, compound lifts, barbells, custom nutrition. Benefit, it's more tailored, it's more custom, it's more suited for individuals versus cookie cutter and things like that. Now, why is this important? Because you want to think about, anytime I say a message to my audience, you want to think about why do they care, or you want to think about why should they be paying attention? Why does this matter? How is this going to benefit them? And if you can't answer that with what you're saying, what your message is essentially falling upon deaf ears. What do I mean by that? If I'm and here's kind of how our audience is made up of. If I'm a mom of 2 kids, I'm 38 years old, why do I care that we're going to be doing compound lifts when all I think about is taking care of my kids and my family? Like, I don't give a fuck, to be frank. Or I'm a young professional, I'm 29, I've been working in my career for 5 years. However, I'm noticing my hips are getting stiff, my low back is getting stiff, and I want to live a more active lifestyle. How is this program of 6 people are doing compound lifts going to help me? And so the benefits to each audience can be tailored even more specifically. Here's an example. Oh, you're noticing you're a bit more stiff in your hips. We need to loosen you up. We need to do some mobility work. We need to get you active more. We need to get your hips stronger, etc., because you are a sedentary person. For a mother, it could be, we need to get you more active so that you can have more energy for yourself and for your family, so you can get more done, you can be more productive. For an executive, We need to get you more focused. We need to get you stronger. We need to get you more energy so that you can be more productive, so you can make more money and make more of an impact in your company. How are we going to do that? Custom nutrition, compound lifts, hip hinges, all that sorts of stuff. And so the thing is, features in a program can be the exact same, but how they benefit each individual or audience is going to differ. So this is one of the mistakes I made when it came to marketing, is I was assuming people understood exactly what I'm saying and that the same message applies to every single person, but it doesn't. And if you are making this mistake, you need to tailor your message. You need to be more specific to the audience you're helping, and you need to speak in terms of how is this going to benefit them, not more of us, me, I. Hopefully you learned something from this. If you want to learn more, give me a follow. Peace.